What's up, everybody? Episode 6. This is our buddy Wayne. Say hi, Wayne.
Hi,
What's
Wayne.
up, guys?
Today we're going to be
Nice to meet
talking about 2D fighters. No Smash Brothers. Sorry, guys. That doesn't count. That's a brawler, and wrestling games don't count either.
Hey,
no
man.
offense. They're great, but so
As you just trash talked him this week.
right.
Dope.
So, Wayne, tell us about your gaming history. Like, where did you get your start? I mean, your first games. What's your favorite genre? You know, et cetera, et cetera. I'll let you lead the way.
Alrighty. Well, I'm a little nervous. First time getting an interview.
Ah.
Just,
It's not live streaming, so you're okay. We can edit all the crying and stuff out.
smacking you off the top of the head.
Yeah,
it
and
is.
I'm gonna edit that out too.
That's
Just
fine.
kidding.
He's going to cuss me out a couple times before it's
That's
over.
fine.
Well, let's see. I'm not as old as you, unfortunately, so I didn't get the experience the old good stuff like Nintendo. I dabbled in it a little bit, but
That's fine.
my mom, apparently we got cable or something, and my mom couldn't figure out how to fix it. I'm assuming the cable she just unplugged, and it was like, oh, the game stopped working. So I didn't really get totally into gaming until the PlayStation 1.
It's a great system to start on, though,
Heck
man.
yeah.
I mean,
Oh
it's
yeah,
like-
It's classic.
agreed.
Let's see. Pretty sure I got it for Christmas one year, so that's really where things took off. When I was younger, there was like a little market, not a market, but like a little convenience store across the street. Me and my mom used to go there quite often, and they had Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the arcade.
nice.
So
Good
that-
game.
Heck yeah. It's up there. One of the GOATs.
It's always the convenience store.
Dude,
They have the
yeah.
best stuff back then.
7-Eleven,
Exactly.
Circle K.
Yup.
Between there and then there was a Chinese restaurant we would go because we would go out on Sundays with the fam every Sunday, and it would just be random places we'd eat, but we would hit there probably like once every couple months, and they had Primal Rage. I know.
Oh my gosh. Skateland memories for me.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
All these years later, I didn't even know I had like Fatalities like Mortal Kombat, but yeah.
Right. So I mean, besides fighting games, though, is that where you got your start for games, or? I mean, if that's the case, then no wonder you like
I was
fighting
gonna
games
say,
so
that
much.
was the whole reason you brought me on board.
But I mean, if there's other genres that you love, like
Yeah,
you know, like Mario or any of that,
I
just
was more,
feel free.
I was more Crash Bandicoot, Spyro back then, so because I didn't have the Nintendos.
I mean,
I
that's
did have
that's
the-
the Mario of the
Yeah,
PlayStation.
I was gonna say,
Pretty much.
I eventually got a GameCube, so that's where I started playing like Mario Kart and all that. But
Pokemon.
yep, exactly.
He bought a Pokemon game from me a few years back.
Yep, gotta
X-
support
XD,
my friends.
right?
Yep,
Nice.
heck yeah.
That's cool.
So
Right
Any
on.
Zelda?
a little bit,
Little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yep, that was one of the very few I got to play on the Nintendo before it magically stopped working.
Yeah.
So I know you like some of the same types of music that we do. You know, like Dayseeker, metal, stuff
Heck
like
yeah.
that.
Dabble
so-
in a little bit of everything. We
Right
both-
on. As far as like game collecting though, are you a big collector?
Oh, yeah.
You know, semi.
Oh yeah, my mom and my uncle give me crap all the time because I spend a little too much money on my games and my movies. So I was
That's
just
fine.
telling him before it started, I got my autographs I've been going out and getting from different actors and actresses, and I got my figure collection. So
You'll fit right in right here. Then.
yeah, I'm running out of space. I got a huge house, and it doesn't feel like it's enough.
That's funny.
Yeah, it never is.
Yeah.
So, I had a little bit of a side quest that I was thinking of earlier, so it brings me to that. Since you like to collect, then, so you prefer obviously physical then versus
yeah.
digital.
100%. Yep.
Heck
I
yeah.
like back in like high school, I always had my friends come over, and we would have like Guitar Hero parties and movie parties and stuff. And I would like having them be able to like be like an old Blockbuster, just come in and kind of like go through what they want to pick out and kind of thing.
See, so you're not that much younger than us. Then I mean,
Yeah.
you still got the staple.
Yep,
of-
Hollywood Video.
I
Game
loved
Crazy.
Hollywood Video.
Yep, I went there more than I did Blockbuster.
Good.
So
Nice.
I love that they later on started selling used video games too. They had like a side store with
Yep. Heck yeah.
with gaming and whatnot. So that was great. Like late '90s.
Oh yeah.
It's right
So-
around. You were like what, 10, 12?
Yeah, he was born in '95, so
Okay. So I mean,
probably like 8, 9, 10, yeah, somewhere around there.
95.
that would be more like
Holy
2000,
crap.
2005.
I was 15.
Well, yeah, no, Hollywood Video was around in like 2005.
Yeah,
so
right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I had to recalculate.
So are you into the, classic Hollywood monster genre, like horror and all that
Oh, yeah.
too? Okay,
Yep.
cool.
Definitely.
That's awesome.
I just got today. I mean, it's not part of games, so I didn't bring it. But I just got it in the mail today. The Godzilla -1 collector's edition.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Eyeing that forever, and that collection is beautiful. So,
Yeah. Our bro-in-law that was in the last episode, he would like that. He's a big Godzilla fan.
Godzilla.
So
Lachlan
That's
actually
my
just
boy.
got my
Yeah.
son just got a couple of Godzilla keychains from Target today.
dang, I'm
He,
jealous.
he buys those mystery packs, so
yeah.
you can't see or whatever. And yeah,
I always tell myself I want those, but then I know I'm going to be pissed when I pull one that I don't want or pull one I already have.
Yeah.
So,
if I was to get a pinball, I would get either Stranger Things or the
Heck yeah.
Godzilla Limited, which or anniversary, where it's all black and white and red.
didn't they
Looks
have
so
that at
cool.
ZapCon a couple years back?
I think they had one, yeah.
nice.
But I mean, it looks so nice, just
Heck yeah.
beautiful. So
Did you ever do ZapCon at all in the years that they had it, Wayne?
Nope, unfortunately.
I'm wearing one, so I've been
I've been finally going to like horror conventions, but I still
Nice.
haven't made it to like a gaming convention or anything yet. So that's on my bucket list, Comic-Con. So
You should come to Game On with us next year.
I
And
definitely
then,
plan on it.
We're doing Fan Fusion in June.
Yeah,
as
you're
well,
telling me.
So
So
look that up, guys, if you haven't heard of it. Fan Fusion. There's going to be some gaming stuff, anime stuff. What else, Nate? I don't know.
Alley.
It'll be my
as
first
far as
time.
cons go.
Yeah, like I know there's some gaming, but
Or
it's
are you talking about Fan Fusion?
I'm talking about Fan Fusion.
It's more pop culture stuff, so
Okay.
it'll be more up his alley probably. Less games, not as much as like Game Expo. Obviously, that's
Yeah.
like the forte on that.
Right.
You
But
know,
they'll have a little of everything, though.
yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they'll still have games and stuff, but not as much. It's more pop culture. Is
That's
the
still
focus.
great, though. Like
yeah.
movies and whatnot.
Like it's in the name, Fan Fusion. Fusion is just meeting the actors or voice actors and
like TV shows. and
exactly shows, movies, film, all that stuff.
We should still film it anyways. That'd be great.
Well, we are going to,
Yeah.
because there's elements in there for everybody, so
Yep.
it'll be cool.
Tune in for that in a couple months.
Yep. And actually, I'm going to like 3 cons in June, so it's gonna be crazy. I'm going to Space Con in San Antonio. I'm going to the Fan Fusion that we mentioned, and then I'm actually finally getting Patricia Somerset's signature, which is the voice actress of Zelda, the new Zelda, basically, from starting from Breath and on.
Nice.
So finally, because she's so elusive and hard to get, so
It's gonna be a long line.
yeah, she's gonna be in Vegas.
Better
so
get there early.
yeah, it's only like 5.5 hours away from here, so not bad.
Nice.
So I'm gonna
Heck
go
yeah.
catch her. So yeah,
That'd be sick.
yeah, one of my
Nice.
Grail signatures.
Oof, right up there.
Yeah. So
Well, should we get on to the... I got a bunch of topics here. I mean,
Well-
do you have anything you want to add to that before we get on the first topic? Or
I mean, I had a little side quest. I mean, I kind of got lost on the way here, even though I was just here like a week ago. I pulled up to the house like down the street, and I pulled up.
You didn't knock on their door,
I
did you?
started calling you. I was like, huh, he really doesn't want me on this podcast. He's not answering his phone.
I have it
And
on silent. Sorry.
This dude like was chasing his husky, so I kind of like started.
oh, I saw that guy's over here.
I started
yeah.
like running after because I was like, I'm gonna be a good Samaritan. I'm gonna go help save this dog, and then I realized I'm kind of out of shape, so I can't keep up.
You're
So I
too
was
young
like,
to be out of
well,
shape.
Yeah, I know.
It happens.
Safeway does that to you.
I got a treadmill over there you can walk on for a bit every time you come over.
All right, let's do it.
Right.
So
Now that he has his jitters out of him,
You feeling all right over there? You need a throw up bag?
I might have to go pee. Just kidding.
so
That's
guys,
fine if you need to.
yeah, this episode we're gonna concentrate on fighting games. Okay, whether they be arena fighters, 2D, but no brawlers, or let's say
Wrestling.
adventure type things like this game that I'm going to talk about. Just straight on Street Fighter type 2D.
Mostly mainstream, but we'll get into like
we'll mention the juicy ones too that,
Ones
but
that aren't very well known.
yeah. And Wayne will most likely share that with us. So,
He's played all of them. I only have a
ain't
handful.
that big of a pro.
yeah, Dan and I are more, like I said, I love fighters too, though, because I grew up on it. Obviously, I was the guy in the arcade playing this, Street Fighter, and lining our quarters up and all that, like
Heck yeah.
when it was
Play
a
a
thing.
little bit of everything, but this is what I always gravitate towards is my fighters. So
That's cool. And he was kind enough to lend Dan
a whole stack,
like
of
a
18
whole stack
games.
of games.
Yeah,
so
they're
that
behind
he
me.
maybe touched like 2 of them.
No, I played pretty much most of them. I didn't play the Mortal Kombats because I'm not a Mortal Kombat person. So I mean,
I'm 1 through 4, and that's it.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's actually in my notes for Mortal Kombat. We'll get to that later, but
Yeah.
so all right. Well, first topic. We'll let Wayne. What was the first fighting game? I think you already touched on that. Then the first fighting game you ever played?
Oh man, I'm
say
pretty
ever.
sure it's gonna be one of these guys that I brought along, just because they're up there with like my top favorites, and I kind of want to show them off. But
We'll get to them.
Bloody Roar 2, PlayStation 1, Tekken 3. Those are probably like my first 2 I'd say I played. I don't
Nice.
think I played anything on the Nintendo, so it was probably when I first got the PlayStation.
It wasn't Marvel versus Capcom in the arcade. Was that later?
I think that was a little bit later.
Okay.
So,
Fun fact, did you know there's a total of like 36 Tekken games? I
with
looked it up.
with spin-offs and everything.
I
Well,
saw
yeah,
that in
with
your notes.
spin-offs.
I was like, did he actually look that up?
Yeah.
I was gonna say I
was blown
own
away.
every one, but maybe not 36 of them.
You know,
Yeah.
I was looking forward to Tekken versus Street Fighter. The one when you
Yeah,
loaned it
that
to
was
me, I
the
was
one you
so
wanted.
excited. It was the first one I put in, and I hate it.
Yeah,
I absolutely hate. I don't. I can't.
There was a lot of negativity for that game. I think one of the big criticism people had is they had the DLC that you had to pay extra for, but it was on the disc.
Oh, really?
So people were like freaking like, you're charging me all this and it's already on the disc that I put into the system. So
That's crazy.
Yeah.
yeah, and
I
then
can see why people
gameplay-wise,
may get pissed.
Well, what about you, Nate? What was your first ever fighting game?
Ever?
Ever? Like it can be for. I don't think there's any fighters on Atari, but you know what I mean.
No. No. It's cliche. It's Street Fighter was my first fighter.
Closer to you.
And we got really good at the SNES version because
Which one? There was like 12.
well,
The
I guess
original?
the original.
Okay.
Yeah, there wasn't any turbo in it or whatever. So it's just with me, with a control, I'm a lot better than like a stick or arcade. Although I like the arcade feel.
I'm
But
50-50, but I do like the controller a little bit better.
Yeah. But
Just a little bit.
yeah, but it's Street Fighter
Yeah.
2 for me, the original Street Fighter 2.
I figured
kind
it
of
was gonna be
boring.
Street Fighter.
Yeah,
No,
I
Street
mean,
Fighter 2 was amazing.
That was the first one I played though, so like
I
said.
I actually have in my notes down here. We can touch on that anyways. So the first time I ever saw Street Fighter 2 was at a Barrows Pizza on Brown and Gilbert Road,
Eat your barrows.
and I didn't have money, but I used to like skateboard all the time up there and like hang out. And there was like 4 arcade games in there. I couldn't tell you what the rest of them were, but
Yeah.
I always remember the intro to Street Fighter 2 where the guy's like, it's like coming down and the guy like punches the dude in the face.
oh yeah.
Dun, dun,
And then-
sh-
yeah,
dun,
and then it
dun,
shows
dun,
Street Fighter
dun,
2
dun,
and-
dun, sh- dun,
I think
dun,
they had that at
dun,
the laundromat that we used to go to as a
Yeah.
kid when we had to go do our laundry.
So I remember just watching that intro like over and over and just being mesmerized. Like, what is this game? I want to play it so bad. And then I
Right.
finally did, and it was just like I was blown away. It was like
Yeah.
the coolest game ever. But anyways, so my first game would be Karate Champ.
Okay.
For the I played it on the Amiga first. And
That is
then
definitely categorized as a fighting game.
Yeah.
For sure.
I have the arcade over there.
So,
Maybe we can pan the camera or something later. But yeah, my brother had it on the Amiga 500, and then later on we got a Commodore 64. My sister did, and then we had it on that as well. So we used to play the crap out of that game, my brother and sister and I. So super fun. And I think my cousin Kenny used to play that with us as well. So
nice.
It's
then-
weird because all you have is 2 joysticks.
yeah,
That's it.
the controls
No
are
buttons.
a little archaic on it, but it's still really fun for me. And it didn't have 2 joysticks on the Amiga. It was actually a button and
wow.
the joystick, so you had to like. It was a lot different than the arcade for sure.
Interesting.
But that was my intro to fighting games. A little
yeah.
little old, but that and I don't think Karateka is considered that's more of like an adventure, but
Yeah.
whatever. But all
So-
right, well, I mean
yeah.
that covers that, I guess.
Yeah. So to this day, I mean, Tekken was your favorite.
Yeah.
Or your first.
Mm-hmm.
Is
And
it still like your go-to? I know you've played almost all of them, but
I would say so. That's probably my go-to if I ever am just like, I want to play a fighting game today. I'd throw on Tekken
Yeah.
in any of them.
cool.
So
Nice.
I've got probably 3, 5, 6, 8, and Tag 2 are always my go-tos.
nice.
So
I could never
And
do
then-
the tag games.
yeah, I mean,
Street
never-
Fighter introduced that later
Yeah.
on too.
Well,
I
one
never
of my
really-
favorite tag team games, what fighting was Tatsunoko versus Capcom. Oh my gosh, that's like my favorite.
nice.
Yeah,
Did you play that one? It was on
Played
the
a
Wii.
little bit of yeah.
it was on the Wii. It's kind of an expensive game now. I did pick it up though, but I
Nice.
mean, whew, it's kind of you don't see it too often.
I love the
And just-
obscure.
I can't even remember the
Yeah,
last
it's
time I've
very
seen
obscure.
it anywhere.
Yeah, so, but
So since you said Street Fighter 2 was your first, I gotta ask, like, since there's like 100 variants of Street Fighter, like,
Yeah.
what was your favorite Street Fighter of? It could be Street Fighter 3 or Street Fighter 4, but
And
what
what
was your?
sets that
Or
one
you know what?
apart?
Actually, no. Let's keep it simple. What was your favorite version of Street Fighter 2?
definitely not the part 1 on arcade because I never played it until later, and I was like, oh, no wonder it never went anywhere.
Okay.
It was very clunky, wasn't very good.
Are you talking about the one with just Ryu and Ken?
Yeah,
that was just the original Street Fighter. That
Yeah,
wasn't Street Fighter 2.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, the first one.
Okay.
It was just Street Fighter. That's, it was obviously in the test phase and all that. It didn't really gain that much attention. I mean, I'm sure there's fans of it, but I played it. I'm like, man.
It's garbage.
yeah, you
Just
compare
say
it to.
It's fine.
And that's why there's a billion Street Fighter 2s and only one.
Like
one.
every game has like multiple.
So
versions.
I mean, out of the Street Fighter 2s, like, I mean, I could, for me it would be Super Street Fighter 2 on the Super Nintendo. That's like my favorite
Super Nintendo, yeah.
version of Street Fighter 2 for
Well,
sure.
I have the best memories with, and I liked Alpha and all those. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but what I grew
Alpha
up
3
with,
would be my favorite.
what I grew up with was right here that you have
Champion.
the championship or champion edition turbo. That's the one that I played the most in arcades. So
Hence why you have the board.
right, and
Yeah.
my favorite character is Ken because he's just, to me, he's a little faster than Ryu. Or when you do the moves, it registers better at like a faster execution.
What
for
about
some
you,
reason.
Wayne?
I'm gonna have to say
I mean,
the
did
most
you
time
like?
I spent was probably Street Fighter 2 Alpha. I think was the one I had.
Alpha's great.
Yeah, I think
Street
that
Fighter
was.
Alpha, the first one?
Yeah, and then I had
That was on Super Nintendo, and I think Alpha 2 came out.
and I
For
had
PlayStation.
Was in
X-Men.
the arcades as well.
And I had the X-Men versus Street Fighter. I used to put a lot of time into that as
It
a
was
kid.
fun.
Oh heck yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you got the mix between both worlds.
Yep. And I love the Capcom versus games.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Marvel versus Capcom.
Marvel,
or-
DC versus Capcom was one of my favorites. It was on Xbox. I played it first on there. And that was fun, using Joker and all that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever played that one, but it was
not
one of my faves.
DC versus Capcom. I don't remember if I played that one.
Yeah, I
definitely
used
need to check
Joker
that
a
one
lot.
out.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I'll be the odd man out and say Capcom versus SNK.
SNK,
That was also a good
of
one.
I
course.
liked it. I like,
Fatal Fury dudes.
yeah. But they
And
stayed
gals.
true to the Street Fighter moves,
Format.
unlike
Right.
Tekken, where it was more Tekken based, right?
Right.
I think. Were the moves in Street Fighter versus Tekken more Street Fighter
I think
based?
it was
or-
more street. It's been so long since I played it. I think it was more Street Fighter based.
Okay, I only played it for like 20 minutes, and I couldn't. So I didn't get. I don't think I maybe gave it enough of a chance. But it sounds like if you don't like it, then I probably still won't
I
like
didn't
it.
put
so-
a ton of time into it.
And to me, the Mortal Kombat games, okay, we're going to mention that. Like I said, I'm a 1 through 4 guy because I didn't really do anything much after. I've seen 1. They went back to 1 and 11, all that.
Yeah.
They look amazing. But
Part
to
2.
me, yeah, okay.
I love
It
two the
always
best.
felt a little just rigid to me compared to like Street Fighter because yes, a great game and all that. It's just more rigid, if that makes sense. Just more clunky, but not.
Part 2?
No, all like Mortal
Anything after
Kombat
4.
versus
Oh.
like Street Fighter games.
Oh, yeah.
Like Street Fighter is more flowy. Like you're just like it registers the moves more. Like, you know, Mortal Kombat. It's almost like you have to be like really accurate. Like it's a little rigid. I don't know if anyone would. I mean, I know there's MK fans and Street Fighter fans and everything else, and I'm not downing on it at all. It's a different style, and of course, I love the fatality thing. Of course, everybody was like, you know, and then especially when the animalities, friendships, and all that other stuff came out, you know, it was really cool. It was
Gotta
like
love
this
bunch of
mystery.
laughs.
You don't think
and
they
it
were
was-
trying too hard, do you?
No, it was this thing at the arcades where it was a mystery. Like whoever pulled it off, they were like amazing. They were like, "Whoa, how did you do that?"
Friendship.
Man,
Yeah, it's crazy, and those were the days,
never able to pull those off on the arcade. I'm still salty about it.
right? And not only are
It was
they
50-50.
yeah, you have to remember everything. They're a little hard, but then you're under pressure because you got people looking at you. So that's kind of
They make fun of you. Huh, you suck. You can't
yeah.
do
They're
it.
like, come on, man. Your character's just going like, and then he dies like, he didn't do it. Fail.
Man.
It's like,
That-
I was really hoping to see his head fly off. Thanks, bro.
Speaking of Mortal Kombat, that's actually how I ended up getting my PlayStation 3. That was my first, I guess, official job I had. I mean, it was like a side gig kind of, but my mom's ex-boyfriend at the time, he had me go out with him, and we used to pass out flyers for a guy for a cleaning company. So I spent like my whole summer break from school just passing out flyers like 2 days a week. It was like $30 cash.
Oh, nice.
So,
Cool.
And I just had it in my mind, like, that's how much I wanted to play Mortal Kombat 9. And I had the Xbox at the time, but PlayStation had the exclusive Kratos from God of War. So I was
Yeah,
like,
I remember that.
well,
Yeah.
shoot, I need a whole PlayStation so I could play one single character. Because,
That's funny.
but man, that was best money I spent, though. I had me and my friends put a ton of time into that game. That game was phenomenal.
Was that your first PS3 game?
Yep.
It was.
So I bought that when I bought the PlayStation.
Virtua Fighter 5 was my first PS3 game.
Nice.
You just sprung that memory out of the depths. That was a fun game, though. It was actually, I played Virtua Fighter before that, like on the Genesis. And
That's like the super polygon.
But yeah,
one,
yeah.
right?
But I couldn't really get into it back then, but once it came out on 5 and it was more like polished,
Cleaned up.
yeah, it definitely was super fun, and that actually brought me into the Dead or Alive games because
Those are
the
phenomenal.
combat is similar. It's that slow paced. You know,
I'm gonna
you don't
say-
have to do like half circle and like fly all over the screen. You can kind of think about it for a second. So
Yeah.
Now, have you played all the Dead or Alives or?
I think the only one I haven't played is probably either 1 or 2, but I played
Gotcha.
pretty much the rest of them. My buddy used to come over after school all the time, and he would kick my butt all the time. And Dead or Alive 4, 'cause
Nice.
I just always wanted to go on the attack. I never would block or anything, and he would block everything. And
I introduced him to the one that you loaned us for PS4. I think it's 5.
Dead or Alive 5, that's
Yeah.
probably
Oh,
my
yeah.
favorite out of
It's
all.
so good. Like
Yeah.
that's the one out of all your games you loaned. That's the one I spent the most time on.
Yeah, that game's got like thousands of dollars of like DLC costumes you can buy everybody.
Dang.
And you told me they're bringing out a new version of that. Like,
Yeah,
are they
new
remaking-
version of 6?
Oh, 6? Okay.
Yeah, but they're taking out characters but adding new characters. I'm assuming because of license issues and stuff. so-
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's on my. I have a list of like wants
Upcoming,
on my phone. So
Yeah.
What was the Dead or Alive with like all girls? It was like,
that was a
Wasn't it
volleyball
a
game.
volleyball. And
oh,
then,
was
like,
it?
Extreme or Extreme 2, Extreme 3 or something?
I
where
don't
they're,
know
like,
if it was
on
a fighting
beach.
game or if it was just Dead or Alive volleyball and it was just girls.
I think so too. And then there was like
I've never played that, but I heard about it. I was like, what the heck?
It's for the
never
it's
played
for
it
the
either.
basement kids that are pervos that can't. I'm just kidding.
Kids. We all
Thanks,
used
Mom,
to
I'll be in the basement.
we all used to be basement kids at one point. Well, back then.
I mean,
So-
that's one of the reasons why I got Mortal Kombat 9 because all the hot girls that were in it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Hey, nothing wrong with that, man. But
Melina.
Yeah. Katana for me, but anyway.
They're the same, just different colors.
Kind of.
Different color outfit, I think.
Different weapons.
Katana was my
I
favorite
was gonna
character.
say, have you seen Melina's teeth? Would you want to make out with that?
No, probably not.
Yeah, the
but-
fatality.
Katana in Mortal Kombat 2 was my favorite character. I used her for everything
yeah.
because you could cheap people with the fan.
So how about the new Mortal Kombat 1? Everybody's been modding, like they're creating a whole arcade cabinet after it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Like it looks cool.
you have it.
Yeah.
PS5?
No, I was gonna say I think I let you borrow it, even though you told me you hate Mortal Kombat. So I think I threw
know,
it in there just
I'm
so
just
you
gonna-
can.
He doesn't hate it.
I'm gonna put it out there. Like I'm kind of a pansy with all the new gore. Like the old gore was cartoonish enough to where it was like, I'm like, all right, cool, but like it's
Too
so
intense for Dan.
It's so all over the top now. Like as soon as I saw the fatality,
X-rays and
yeah.
everything.
Well, that doesn't bother me. It's the one fatality was like, okay, that's a little much, was when whatever his name is, he threw his hat on the ground and it turns into a saw blade, and he takes you and he like pulls you through the saw blade and then like
That's what makes
Cuts
it so
you in
great.
half.
holds the two halves of the bodies and there's like blood everywhere and screaming and I was like, all right, this is a little much now. Like it's
Man,
like it doesn't scare me. It's just
I
it's
think
just over the top.
I think the most hours I put into a fighting game was probably Mortal Kombat 11. That's the one I finally started like going online and like testing against like the actual pros because I by no means
You blink
think
and you die.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I'm a halfway decent player, but then I get online and I just get wrecked. I'm like, well,
Oh
okay.
yeah. And you can imagine us older guys, dude. I did that the first time on Street Fighter 6. I went online and I did win a couple of matches though. I got to say, I was happy, but most of them
You're really good
just-
at Street Fighter though. That's crazy.
I'm okay at it and
well, to me, you're really good at it.
yeah, the Street Fighter 6, what I liked about it is, you can switch it to the modern controls,
Yeah.
which, they're just shortcuts, instead of doing a whole circle this and A, B, that,
I could never forget.
you just one button now,
That's how Naruto was on GameCube. You had special moves. You could just push like
Yeah.
one button or two buttons at the same time. Or
It's
something.
like triangle, square on
I-
PlayStation. Or,
And I kind of like that because it kind of equals things out, evens out the playing field.
Yeah.
Now it becomes about timing and technique, defense first, and then finding that pocket to get in your attack and stuff like that.
that was my one downfall. Is I'm never a defense guy. I'm just like always charging
Just
in.
boom,
and-
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
Mike Tyson
That's
style.
good to know. Whenever we play a fighting game together, I'll be like, all right.
Yeah,
So
block when you
see-
play this guy.
I was
Block
gonna
all
say,
the time.
Maybe I just said that to throw you off, so now you're gonna think that.
There you
Oh, yeah.
go.
Just putting on a front.
Block and counter.
That's funny.
So talking about Street Fighter 6, I mean, I'm sure you've played it, but
Yep.
the story mode or whatever that they added, that was actually kind of cool, where you kind of,
See, that's what I want that game for is
Yeah.
the story mode. It looks really good.
you start as like just a normal guy, and then you train with all the
Create
like
your own little
legendary
character.
fighters. Yeah,
That's
Yeah.
cool.
and it's really cool. You travel and meet all of them, and
So it's kind of RPG-ish in a way.
Uh,
Like, do you level up and
very slightly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool though. I like that.
Mhm.
It was
you
really
can
cool.
unlock like the each character's move set
Yup.
and stuff.
Yep. So, as far as the okay, I'm gonna mention this just to kind of. I have friends who swear by the arcade fighter sticks.
Is
I
this a
used
side
to.
quest?
No, it's not, because it's
Okay.
about fighting games. So they
Okay,
used to come
perfect.
over, and we used to just have like friendly tournaments and have like 4 screens or so running. Like my friend Aaron and
I remember that.
yeah, my sister and everything, and like he would. He's one of those guys that always brings his like arcade fighting stick, like it's in a case and everything. He unleashes this like, or is like, oh,
like,
dude,
like the movie The Wizard when he pulls the power. glove
yeah,
out
it's
of
kind
his-
of like this guy's serious. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
just got
what's your
real.
what's your thoughts on arcade fighter sticks? Like, do you think they are worth the purchase? I know some people prefer them.
I would laugh if Wayne just pulled a case out right now as well. Speaking of which,
It's in his bag. Just
Yeah.
kidding. I've never really gone out and got one myself. I've always just been a controller kind of guy. But I do have a friend. I went over to his house and he had like the whole stick set up. I was like, man, I kind of want one of those.
Right.
Like, every time I go
Some
to
of them are
Bookman's-
pretty pricey
I was
too.
gonna say I go
They're
to
cool.
Bookman's and stuff, Zia Records, and I see them there, and I'm like this close to getting it, but I'm like, would I even really use it that much?
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's gonna collect
I like my controller.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I would agree that I'm just better on a controller because I feel like it kind of handicaps me a little bit. But since I grew up on the fighter arcades, it all comes back. But I just feel like I need to be standing up.
Yeah.
It just comes back to that
Yep.
whole.
That comfort.
Yeah. Yep. So that's okay. So what I want to bring up is let's talk about. There's obviously so many fighter games. Okay,
Yeah.
Between all of our
What-
notes, we could probably talk for like 6 hours.
we could.
I was
So
gonna say, just
I'm
like
gonna
20
ask.
of them just sitting right there.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna ask each of you guys, starting with Dan, what you think is the worst fighter game ever, and I'm talking about just
That's funny because I was just
Quality.
looking at that topic on here.
yeah. So what are you thinking? What's your vote for the worst ever?
That's a tough one. I think
Yeah, I'm trying
for
to even
me,
remember.
the first one that came to mind was Pit Fighter.
You
You
took
to-
mine.
I was gonna
But
say, you told me the other day,
but-
ClayFighters, I think.
ClayFighters was all right. I rented it from Blockbuster and I beat it a couple of times and it was
Director's cut or normal?
normal, both
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
There was I think if I'm not mistaken, there was a fighting game called Ultraman for the Super Nintendo. I'm gonna look that up when
Rings-
you
it
guys are
kinda rings a
talking
bell.
next. But
That was a fighter. I thought it was like a just normal game.
that's what I'm. There. Oh no! It was a robot fighting game. I can't remember the title of it. That's the one that I had on my notes, but I deleted it. There was a
Which system?
Super Nintendo game. It was like Robot Fighters, or it was a. I can't remember the title, but anyways, it was so.
I think he's looking it up.
It was so bad. The controls were awful. I remember renting it from a place called Video Update, and it just I took it back like the same day.
Ah,
But yeah, for me that would probably be the top worst fighting game. That oh no, there's one more. There's Way of the Warrior for the 3DO.
okay.
But I talked about that in a previous
I
episode
didn't
too.
remember you talking about that one.
That game's controls it was like a wannabe Mortal Kombat, but it was just bad. And then Street Fighter with Jean-Claude Van Damme for the PlayStation 1. That game sucked ass. So bad. So I added a couple. Sorry, guys, but
What came to mind was it's not really a fighter, but Trojan for NES. It had a fighting mode. Where
Did it?
you would play 1 and 2 player, and you could fight each other. That was pretty bad, but it's not in the same category because obviously Trojan is not a fighter game, and we do want to do an episode on it because I can beat that game in about 12 minutes. So that'll
You
be
did say in the last episode you guys want to do some live gameplay.
yeah, exactly. We
Beating
got to
them.
do some of that. So.
Rise of the Robots was the
Okay. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
that game.
I
That
honestly
game was
can't
awful.
even remember the name
That's
of
why you have to look it up because it sucked.
That might be up there with mine because
All right.
Oh, these
I
headphones are
honestly
so
don't
tight on my
remember.
ears.
Yeah. So, your vote? Do you have
I'm
one?
going to say probably the one he just said because
Rise of the Robots.
I think so.
Yeah.
Did you play that? Did you have a Super Nintendo? You were like just born when it came out.
I think I played it at a buddy's house when I was younger.
Okay.
We were over and he was playing and he's like, "Here, you want to play?" I think it was like one of my mom's friends we were over visiting and I didn't even know the son and I was just sitting there watching. He's like, "You want to play?" And I was like, "Sure."
Yeah.
So,
I think you told me this story the other day, actually.
yeah. But
Yeah.
Well, what about you, Nate?
It's just the one you mentioned before,
Pit Fighter. I hated that game. I used to try to play it at Skateland so
The-
much.
What is it? The hitbox, and
Yeah.
just the clunkiness of it was just so. No matter how good, like I try to get at it, it just.
There's a cult following for that game, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, of course. I mean, because it was all over the place, and they pushed it hard.
And-
it was.
Yeah, it was because it had that digital realistic graphics.
Right, kind of like Mortal Kombat did with live action
Yeah.
characters. But so the worst port of it was on Super Nintendo. It was even
Yeah,
worse.
the Genesis one was pretty okay.
I would
if
say
you
the
wanted to
Genesis was
compare.
better. The arcade was probably the best one, but still, it was pretty bad. And I would rate that as probably the worst fighter game ever made. I know I'm going to get some hate on it, maybe. So
Okay,
but
well, what about the weirdest fighting game that you've ever played
the
or
wackiest
heard
and
of?
strangest.
Weirdest that you've either played, heard of, or seen like somebody else playing.
I don't
You
know if
let-
it's quote unquote the weirdest, but it could be up there. I lent you that one called "Them's Fighting Herds." And
Yeah,
it's,
I want to play that still. So
I've never
I'm not
even
gonna
heard
let
of
you
it.
take
it's
that.
basically a game. They almost look like
he
My
has
Little
it.
Ponies, almost in a way. But
Weird.
hey, you got these little cows and bulls and stuff.
Huh.
Yeah, right here. So
There you
it's
go.
actually pretty fun, and it does have a cult following. I remember when they stopped doing like updates and stuff for it. I guess a lot of people were like pretty bummed out about it because does have a pretty good cult following.
Them's Fighting Herds. That's
Yeah,
funny.
I just found
should
it
play
one
that.
day, like I think it was at GameStop. I found it. And I was like, huh, that
Of
looks
course
interesting.
Dan
I
has
had
it.
like a few extra bucks to spend. I was like, why not?
Was it like
Weird.
$10?
It was
20.
like 20.
That's not
So,
bad.
20 is not bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to play that, so I'm
Heck
not gonna
yeah.
let you take it yet. What about you, Nate?
One that you mentioned earlier too, ClayFighter.
ClayFighter.
Because it was wacky, you know. You had Ichabod Clay and the stretchy people. It was kind of a joke.
I mean, it was kind of weird, but what about Fur Fighters? Did anybody play that on the Super Nintendo?
No, I haven't.
I think. Nope, don't think so.
No.
I've seen a lot of videos on it though, but
Another bad fighting game. Sorry, not really a
Yep.
side quest, but rewinding was the Tournament Fighters.
Oh,
Turtles.
Turtles. Yeah, I was gonna say that one was kind of a little weird.
Yeah, that wasn't very good, and that is classified as a fighter game, but
Yeah, it's
just
definitely.
yeah.
But all right. Well, I do want to. I want to mention. Okay, so one of my favorites. We're not going to the best yet, right?
That was the next category.
Yeah,
so I mean, we're on our way
We're
there.
gonna get there. We're gonna get there, obviously, because was the Soul Caliburs.
That
Okay.
was pretty good.
Yeah, because
I love the first Soul Calibur.
yeah, my favorite character was Voldo. He
Yeah,
was the
he was
dude with
sick.
like the
Wasn't he
like
the
the
one that was like
claws.
Freddy Krueger claws?
yeah,
too?
pretty
Yeah.
much. He was
Good
my
game.
favorite. Besides I think it was the English dude with the huge sword, but I forgot his name. But
It was cool. Like the older ones, they would have like each console had like their own guest characters. Like I think it was like was it Soul Calibur 4? Like one had Darth Vader, one had Yoda.
yeah,
Yeah,
we had to,
yeah.
like,
That was
ch-
PS3, 360.
Yep.
and that's kind of when the collabs kind of started.
Wait,
You
didn't they
know,
do that with
Crossovers.
They started doing that with Soul Calibur 2 because Link was on the GameCube
right, yeah.
version,
That's right.
and then I don't remember the rest because I never played them on any other
Now
systems.
Mortal
but-
Kombat and Tekken are doing their crossover guest characters now,
Nice.
like every single game. So I think Soul Calibur was like the one that like started it all.
Yeah, that was like the OG. And of course, Smash Bros. I know it's not like a fighter, but
It is a
I
fighter,
mean,
but
it has
it's a brawler more.
everybody.
Yeah.
It has everybody,
Yeah.
right? So I thought that was always cool. And
Fun fact: Battle Arena Toshinden was actually Soul Calibur before Soul Calibur. They had
is that how it started?
some of the characters.
The genesis of Soul Calibur.
Yeah, like it. Battle Arena Toshinden was on the PlayStation 1, the first 3 of them actually, and there was some. I don't think all of the Soul Calibur characters were on Battle Arena, but some of the characters were from that series, and it was an anime before that. So
Nice.
great anime actually,
Yeah.
if you've never seen it.
Yeah.
So let's go to best.
Best.
Or your
Is this going to be an
favorite.
overall, or is this just going to
No,
group
let's
each individual?
let's
How
say
about like top
'Cause
3?
he's going to
top
say
5?
Tekken.
okay. Let's
Actually,
do
no.
let's do top 3. That's good.
Each. Who wants
Yes.
to go
Like
first?
game or like franchise?
Either or. You could do franchise or specific game.
All right, guess first.
Oh, lucky me.
Man, put on the spot. All
Thanks,
day.
thanks for popping our
Yeah.
our guest cherry, by the way.
You're welcome. You want my autograph now or after the video?
Well, technically, Andy was our first one, but
That's actually sorry,
was-
Andy. I just totally nixed him.
Dang, jerk. He's probably gonna like
Our-
unsubscribe now.
Well, this is our
small
It's like,
technicality.
hey, that camera I got you guys, can you send it back?
Unsubscribe.
Just
Yep.
kidding.
Taking my likes
Thumbs
off all
down.
your videos. Let's see.
I meant more like sitting at the table, like
Let's say, like, since you're a
Formal.
fighter game guy, like, what's your favorite, like,
Go to
nostalgia wise, just overall wise, like, what would you think of as maybe your favorite? And I'm not saying the best of all time, like,
Yeah.
everybody has their opinions, but
I mean,
to you.
Tekken probably is up there. Now, which
Nice.
Tekken is up for debate? Because
Right, there's a
3,
lot.
5, 6, 8, those are like all my favorites.
Plus
a
a
new one
billion
coming soon,
spin-offs.
isn't there?
The recency bias. The Tekken 8 was pretty good. It's getting a crap ton of hate right now from like the hardcore fighters.
And why is that?
Just the way that they've adjusted like the characters and the balancing and everything. They
Gotcha.
changed quite a bit in season 2, and then season 3 or they said that they're going to go back to basics, and I guess they didn't go back to basics. So a lot of people are like deleting it off their consoles and saying, "I
Wow.
hate them," blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So it's
promises not kept.
Yeah, pissed off a lot of fans, but
Well, I know people like consistency. I mean,
Yeah.
they like a franchise for a reason, and when they change it a little too much, sometimes there's some backlash. But
yeah. So
So
Tekken
Tekken.
3 is probably like the one I played so much as a kid with my friends coming over.
Cool.
Did you play them in the arcade too?
Yeah.
I think you mentioned that earlier. Okay.
Yeah.
yeah, he mentioned Tekken right at the beginning. So
Yeah, in the
Yeah.
arcade. Okay, that's
Yeah.
right.
And then, man, the other ones are going to be like a toss up with either Mortal Kombat 11,
I thought
Injustice 2. I put a lot of hours into that one.
Nice.
I thought you were going to mention Bloody Roar.
I was going to say that was my next one, Bloody Roar 2. As a kid growing up, that game was phenomenal.
I remember we talked about that at work a couple of weeks
that
ago.
game needs like a remaster or something. Like, so it has like a hardcore fan base. Like you don't see it very often, but
I've seen gameplay, but I never actually played it.
the last game came out like 15 years ago or so. So it needs like a resurgence because I have a feeling it would take off pretty well.
yeah,
Like remake of the
would.
first one, the second one.
Yeah, they're just
or
like a whole
collection.
new one. Yeah,
okay.
or collection because they've been doing all the Marvel versus Capcom collections lately. They've
Yeah.
been doing a Street Fighter collection, so that'd be pretty sick. Dark Stalkers, they just came out with.
I
a
love the Darkstalkers games.
Yeah, me
game was
too.
Awesome.
My favorite is the Vampire Savior,
Yep.
which is the third installment. Yeah,
I believe so. Yep, that was mine.
I thought Vampire Savior was just the Japanese name for it.
well,
for
that's
Dark
the one that's like the third installment of it. But
Okay.
the first time I actually played it was in that bundle. It was like the one with the Capcom fighters that came out on Switch. That had Gem Fighter and all the other
Yeah.
ones.
Yep.
So it had the Vampire Savior one, and I really liked that one.
Heck
it was
yeah.
really cool, smooth. But
All right, so now you have to answer your own question before I get to mine.
mine,
The best 3 or whatever you said.
I don't have to. You can go first.
No. It's on
There's
you
no
now.
rules.
This is gonna be a long episode then. Just kidding.
I
Throw
mentioned
another one in there. Killer
Yeah.
Instinct on Xbox. That game was phenomenal.
You just took that from me, actually.
Yep.
It's funny.
That's why
this
I
has
wanted
been
to
going
jump
what, like
ahead.
30, 40 minutes already. Like we have not mentioned Killer Instinct, and that was like a
Yep,
staple.
that's why I had to throw it in there. I was like, I'm gonna get.
we
to
did
it before
mention
these
it in,
guys.
in
We
the past
did in the past
though.
episode. Killer Instinct for me would be like a top 3 for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I got a story for that actually. Me and a friend, John Stanek, and somebody else. I think John Olive as well. I don't know if he was there or not, but I remember getting Killer Instinct Gold for the 64, and we stayed up all night. I think it was mostly me and John Stanek, and we just played it from the very most easy, difficult, the very
Which
easy.
system?
64.
Okay.
We played it on very easy, and then easy, normal, hard.
Gold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we beat it And then after we beat it on like ultra hard, it popped up with like master, and so we went through and just annihilated that game in master, and it was so freaking hard, but we did it, and that was a fun accomplishment, for my later like 18, 19-year-old self. So
Sure.
Nice.
but loved that game. I used to play it in the arcade a lot too, Nickel Palace. So
Yeah.
but that would be a top 3 fighter for me for sure.
Cool. Well, I'll name some of my favorites. I'll say third is Killer Instinct because, as I said in a previous episode,
It doesn't get enough love.
yeah. And I started in the arcade, okay, because, we're a little bit older, which is, I mean, being on the other
Only by
side
like
here.
10 years.
I'd rather be on your end of the spectrum, honestly. But anyway, I'm here. So,
At least I got to see like the last tail end of it.
right.
'Cause now it's like you got to go to like an arcade bar or something.
Right.
I think you got a
barcade.
good genre.
You did.
I mean,
Yeah.
even like in the 2000s for you,
Especially for home consoles.
yeah,
I
for
mean.
sure.
Definitely.
But I would say third is to me is Killer Instinct just because that introduced to me just the massive combos. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm talking about 40, 50 hits, right?
Yeah.
Especially
That
with
was always
Orchid.
fun.
Ultra combo.
Yep.
Yeah, ultra combo. Stuff like that was just Killer Instinct. It was just so
So
cool, man. I even had the soundtrack to the game, guys. I mean, I was
Dang.
totally into it. Yeah,
It came with the Super Nintendo game.
it did. And then I would say second, the obscure game, Tatsunoko versus Capcom, just because, I mean, you guys, if you haven't played that, totally recommend it. I mean, it's great. I'll lend it to you. It's
Still
fun.
have a Wii?
Yep.
Nice.
I got one.
Yeah. So I think that game's like, I don't know, it's probably over $100 now. I think I bought it for like 90.
Dang.
So, but just the characters and incorporated the tag team thing, which was new to me, and I was just like, and just the animation and just the way it looked and the smoothness of the moves. All of them were pretty easy to execute. I like games that are like that where
Yeah.
you know your moves, they're easy to do. Now it just comes down to timing and technique, which is really cool. And of course, number one, always going to be in my heart is Street Fighter.
Figured.
It, like I said, guys, call me, bland or whatever,
Cliche.
but yeah, Street Fighter. And then, this Zapcon shirt that I have now, it's in the Street Fighter style.
Yep.
It's like,
Pretty sick
it's very, thank you. It's very recognizable, and I have the best memories like hanging out with my, like my family, my stepbrother and friends, in New York, actually just lining up our quarters. And I mean, these competitions would get like serious, man. Everybody was like, they were getting genuinely pissed off, and just, it was hardcore. It was like, yeah, and there was a crowd of like 10 people around one machine. So I'm talking about that stuff. Like,
I've always wanted to go to like an actual fighting game expo, like competition, because
yeah,
those are pretty freaking. Watching some YouTube videos, it's like,
yeah.
dang.
And I've seen the esports stuff, and it gets pretty intense.
Shit.
People get
um,
mad and throw their stuff and walk away. And
Yeah, but
some dude just got disqualified. I don't even think it was a fighting game competition. It was like Pokemon or something. Like he like just stood up and went like this, and they disqualified him for being like, they said it was like unsportsmanlike. Or
really,
something. So,
oh wow.
wow.
And I would say an honorable mention that I got into recently, like the arena battle stuff. The two Demon Slayers.
those are
'Cause-
phenomenal. I
yeah.
just got the second one a few months ago.
Nice. And I played them all the way through. There's a little story mode as
Yeah.
you go in,
Those
but
boss battles are a pain.
oh man,
sometimes.
yeah. But I mean, just like the options you have in that one fight is crazy, and I really like that
Is that
kind of style.
so? Demon Slayer. I've heard of it. I haven't played it yet. I
Yeah.
know I've seen that you have it or whatever.
Yeah,
so
I
is
have I have both of them.
Is it a 2D like character versus character? Or is
Kimitsu,
it,
what
like
is
a
it?
arena.
Kimitsu no Yaba. That's Demon Slayer in Japan.
It's kind of like the
Or Japanese.
the Naruto games. And,
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Okay, that makes
which
sense.
are also
See, 'cause-
pretty great.
Because my son Ricky, he actually introduced me to Naruto, and he actually got to meet
No way.
what's her name, Flanagan, the
What?
Naruto. Yeah, so they
No
were
way.
like meeting their
sweet.
like, oh, I can't believe you're
Oh, I
here.
remember.
Rails.
I remember you
Yeah,
talking about that.
yeah. So anyway, because they grew up in their generation, that was them.
I was a big anime person.
Heck
Dragon Ball
yeah.
Z. I put so many hours into one of the games.
Nice.
Just for my dog to eat the memory card.
Nice.
For all you youngins out there, you don't know what a memory card is.
Dude, right.
Losing it or having your dog eat it, it's heartbreaking.
Or your
think we
roommate
talked
kicking it and
yeah.
corrupting it like the last episode I mentioned. But, Dragon Ball Z has been around for a long time.
Since I was a
when
kid.
we were kids even.
Yep.
So
Speaking of Dragon Ball, Super Dragon Ball Z on PS2. Did you play that one?
That might have been one of the only ones I haven't played.
Go ahead.
Is it the 2D one or?
Yeah, it's a 2D one. So
I played the Budokai ones that were 2D, but I don't think I played the Super Dragon Balls.
So that,
Budokai Tenkaichi.
the Super Dragon Ball Z came out
Learned that
like
from Ricky.
around the Budokai's
What console?
PS2.
Yeah, I think that was the one I didn't pick up because I saw like the character roster was kind of on the lower end.
The reason I liked that one the most is because the moves execute like Street Fighter 2, like half circle punch, would throw a fireball, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there wasn't any like guesswork. You just pick it up and you can play it, and it feels familiar.
Yeah.
I think that's why I like that one the most, because after you play like 12 fighting games and you have to learn all the moves for them, it's
Yep.
just like, ugh. So
Yeah.
Yeah. I was never one of the ones that would go into like the training mode and like spend hours mastering a character. I would just hop in and just like pick a character that looked cool, and then I'm like, that's gonna be my main character. And
Yep.
nice.
yep,
Sometimes we pick them just for the looks, right?
Yeah.
And then we kind of get their fighting style. We're like, huh, cool. I've always liked the drunken master type ones.
Yeah. You were telling me the one from Dead or Alive.
Yeah, I like that guy a lot, actually.
Yeah. And then there's a guy like that on Street Fighter 6, you
Yep.
know, what's his name? He drinks, you get power drinking his concoction.
And there's Bo Raicho from
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat.
Yep. There you go.
So,
And-
my second,
Dan's turn.
yeah, I was gonna say my second fighting game would probably be Soul Calibur, the first one.
First
Nice.
one. Nice.
Yeah. The third would be Killer Instinct. You would think that would probably be my top because that was the one that I was the best at. But
How do you guys feel about the well, you don't play Xbox, so
No.
you probably haven't
Sorry.
played it.
Me neither, actually.
you have to leave
Dang.
now.
We do have a
mean-
buddy,
Just
Rich,
kidding.
who plays Xbox. He's an Xbox guy.
Yeah. I play more on my PlayStation now, but
Yeah,
Xbox is
same.
for like the arena fighters, but PlayStation is my go-to for like the 2D fighters and everything.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I have a top fighting game. I mean, number one, like all time. That's kind of hard. I mean,
Really?
I don't know if I want to like put one on.
You
the
had a
top
whole
spot.
month to think about it.
I know, and I never came to a conclusion. Like, I mean, we could. I
There's
could
so
put like,
many, it's so hard
yeah,
to
dude.
choose.
You know what hurts me is one that wasn't mentioned.
Well, maybe I'm gonna what? Go ahead. say it.
Samurai Showdown.
I was gonna
Oh,
mention that
come on,
actually.
Yeah.
Come on.
So,
Neo Geo, baby.
Yeah.
I love the Samurai Showdown games, and so
I know you do.
I was gonna mention that, but there's Super Gem Fighter Mini Mix too. I
Yeah.
loved that. I used to have the PCB for it, and had planned on building a candy cab out of it. And
I want one still.
So I mean, and Alpha 3, like that's probably my top Street Fighter for sure. And I mean, it can go in my top 3 as well. Like it's for the top spot. Like there's a few to choose from.
Right.
Samurai Showdown 2 actually would be
Mine keeps,
right there too.
Mine keeps rotating. Like
So-
it's so hard to choose. Like I said, all those hours I put into Dragon Ball Z, and I didn't even think about it when I was naming it off.
My favorite character from that franchise is from Samurai Showdown is Earthquake.
Oh yeah,
Big
nice.
dude.
Yep.
So I was actually going to say SNK games in general. I mean, there's a lot of fighting games.
Fatal Fury.
There's Fatal Fury.
Yeah, you
There's
didn't even
King
know
of
about
Fighter.
the new one.
I didn't know that
Nah.
the King of Fighters came out with a new one. I thought they stopped and
Well, that one and the Fatal Fury. I think was it Fatal Fury? I think. that
yeah,
just
there's
came
the new.
out.
I sent you a picture
WWE
from
like had all sponsored on the ring last year for WrestleMania. It was like
What's the first Fatal Fury you guys played?
Super Nintendo.
Same.
Actually, no, I lied. That same Barrows Pizza had a Neo Geo with Fatal Fury
See, I didn't get that privilege.
and World Heroes.
First one was SNES for me. So
mine was probably what was the first one that came out on PlayStation 1? Was it?
Fatal Fury,
Yeah,
95.
I think so.
Because there was Fatal Fury, I think 90. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of
I
King
want
of
to say
Fighters.
it was
Sorry.
95. I think was my first
Yeah,
one.
probably.
I think Fatal Fury 2 or 3, and then there was Special.
Right when you were born.
Yeah, that's when Legends were born.
It's funny.
That's right.
So I mean, there was a ton of fighting games that, like you said in the beginning, there's like hundreds that we could go
Man,
into.
yeah.
As far as like SNK, there's Crossed Swords. That was a fun game.
Speaking of SNK, I liked that on Street Fighter 6 they brought some SNK characters
You'd
in.
mentioned
For
that.
the
With-
DLC.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was really cool.
It's one thing that's great about DLC.
Yeah.
I mean, back in the day, we didn't have to pay for extra characters. It was all boom right there.
Right.
But
But even the non DLC, like what's his name? Was it Cody or what's his name? The guy with the cap. He was there
Yeah.
without DLC. Like
Yeah,
you can,
that's
you
true.
know, and he was like the main dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, wow, this is cool, man. They're like, that's what I like about modern gaming is like all the history and everything of the franchises is all coming together. Like everything's a collab now, which is really cool.
It's nice.
There's a bunch of knockoffs too. There was a game for Super Nintendo called Fighter's History, and it played, and it was like a wannabe Street Fighter 2.
Yep.
And then
Never heard of it.
they came out with a Fighter's History on the 64 as well. They were just kind of like mediocre filler wannabe Street Fighter games, basically. So
Nice.
yeah,
So,
I got some debates on here.
No. Let's go with that, and then I'll go into one biggest missed opportunities.
yeah.
There you go.
We'll go with
And
yours
then,
first.
I mean, we've talked about pretty much most of these, but this one will be for you. It'd be Dead Alive or Tekken or Virtua Fighter. I know you're going to say Tekken because
yeah,
you like it,
it's Tekken,
but they all
but-
play the same. But this
Yeah.
one's also for the audience too, like because
I
they
feel like-
have that same similar fight style.
Yeah, I was telling you at work the other day how in Tekken, like doing a grab or a throw, like you don't have to be right on top of them. Like you can like do the throw and grab them, but like Dead or Alive, I swear you have to be like touching them to be able to
I
execute
noticed
it.
that when I was playing it the other day.
Because like I was always trying to like do a grab or a throw on my friend in Dead or Alive, and I could never get it, and he would just wreck me. So like I was like, why am I even trying to like go for one? He's just gonna like avoid it every time and wreck me. And yep, sure
Like
enough,
the
he did.
Chun-Li grab, you can do it across the screen.
yeah,
Yeah.
basically. Beat cheap shots with that.
Yeah.
But Tekken probably, since I've owned almost every single one. And I forgot to even mention on my favorites, I have this gem right here, PSP, Tekken Dark Resurrection.
It's nice
Nice.
to see a PSP game. A
yeah,
lot of people.
it is.
Thing is like
I have a few.
it's freaking broke, but it still runs like a champ. Like you would think looking at it, like
Oh,
there's
shit.
no way that's gonna like work, but
Yeah.
pop it
Those
in.
things were so fragile, dude.
Still runs like
Oh, now it's totally broke.
That's what you get for fucking with it.
I need my my guy over here to fix it for me. Just kidding.
Little super glue.
Shit.
They sell aftermarket cases that like snap together.
Nice.
You know, I was playing my son's Vita last night because I never played one before,
I've never had a Vita. I just had the OG.
and I like really want one now. But it got me thinking as a collector, like you go to a game store like Fallout or you know any of the, I mean even Bookman's for goodness sakes, like you don't see many Vita or PSP games.
They have like a very little small section for
And
that.
even looking up some of the ones that I would want for my collection if I were to collect them, they're not that expensive. I mean, some of them are a couple $100, but most of them are like still affordable. But you never see them anywhere. It's crazy.
Yeah, I have a few in my collection, the UMD videos. Like I have
Yeah.
like Entourage season 1
Heck
and stuff
That's
like
funny.
that. You know, Stranger Next Door.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Like, yeah, I thought that was super
I had
cool.
like Van Helsing. I used to watch that
Nice.
like on road trips.
There you go.
It's funny. I waited in line at midnight at GameStop to get the PSP when it first came out.
Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was a
came
good
with like
system.
the
I
Spider-Man.
Can't believe that
too.
that didn't take off.
Right.
Yeah.
That and I think I got Darkstalkers actually because you mentioned that earlier for the PSP.
And it was cool. PS Vita, I wanted it because you can like cross share like your PlayStation 3 games. Like if you had it on PS3, like your progress would port over to the Vita.
Oh yeah,
That's what I love about PlayStation. You could do stuff like that. You know, and I think if it came out earlier, it would have done better because if you think back, like Sega Game Gear, it did pretty darn good. Like,
I mean, Game
and it
Boys
was-
sell like crazy, and they
right,
take off every year. So I don't know why that didn't work out.
right. So
Another debate would be, I mean, I know the three of us are probably going to all agree on one, but not the game Capcom versus SNK, but Capcom games or SNK fighting wise. There's so many good fighting games on both sides.
Yeah.
And then an obscure one from Capcom would be the Mega Man Power Battle game. That was so fun.
yeah,
But I mean,
I just got that too.
would you agree, like, out of Capcom or SNK, that Capcom would be the clear winner? I mean,
I would think
you
so,
guys tell
yeah.
us in the comments too,
comments
of course.
below.
But
Yeah.
I actually love a lot of SNK games, but if I had to choose only one, it would have to be Capcom.
Yep, same here.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Samurai Showdown, but
right. I mean,
I would have to take Alpha 3 over Samurai
Yeah.
Showdown.
like just deducing the fighting genre, Capcom period is one of my favorite makers, creators, because of the Blue Bomber, Mega Man and things like that, Street Fighter. I mean, come on.
I'm
It's just-
surprised the Mega Man Power Battle games didn't get more of a following, because
Yeah.
like I never knew about them until emulation, of course, and
Well, I didn't even know about the Battle Network thing till later.
Oh.
Which
Yeah.
is not. It's different, but
it is different.
it's like, what the heck? So, but yeah, I mean, we should probably go into now our recent pickups. Just kind of show what we've gotten. Yep. So
Guests first.
Man, I got
Dang.
the biggest stack over here. So.
yeah,
You're good.
I
I actually don't have very many this time.
Oh. I've been eyeballing this one for quite a while. I was debating if I wanted it on the Switch or console, but I figured Switch would be a little bit harder to play, and I saw reviews that it had like a little bit of a stutter. But Retro Realms, it's basically 2 games in one. You get Ash vs. Evil Dead, which is like one of my favorite shows of all time, and you got Halloween, which who doesn't love Halloween movies?
Is that the one you wanted to loan me? Because you
Yeah,
said,
it's like old beat 'em up, kind of like retro style, kind of like.
did you beat them both finally, or did you
No,
platinum?
I got to the last level on Ash vs. Evil Dead. Then my next pickup came out,
Okay.
Resident Evil 9. So I had
Heck
to
yeah.
kind of put
Everybody
this one off
was
to the
talking about
side.
that last week.
God, this game's phenomenal. It's so beautiful.
Did you play Village?
I did, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
That
Phase.
freaking baby that chases the big,
Oh, dude, that was
like creeped
yeah.
me out, dude. When I first saw
there
that.
there was a couple moments in this one that
Oh, I'm
gave me
sure.
like a freaking heart attack, like jump scares.
Yeah.
I'm usually kind of a pansy with horror games. Like I'll play halfway and then I kind of give up. So I just finally beat Resident Evil 4 after all these years.
Well, like Dan said 100 times last video that he's been on a horror game kick.
Yep.
So
Only like 3 times. Come on.
hey, I was editing it.
I know.
Trust me. My horror
Which,
game kick. Horror game
brings
kick.
me-
Horror game kick.
Since recent pickups or whatever, and Dan
Yeah.
was saying the last episode he's been on a horror kick. I brought 2 games for him to check out. Some of my all-time favorite horror movies.
Nightmare Creatures.
Nightmare Creatures on PlayStation
I've
1.
seen- I think I've played this one.
So
And what was the other one?
Nightmare Creatures 2.
Oh, 2.
So-
Okay, cool.
Nice,
Now you get more games that you owe me back.
nice. I'll
So-
put them in the pile.
And then you skip one
Oh,
in here.
yeah.
Was
The one I've been playing the most lately was good old WWE. It's my go-to every year.
nice.
My oldest kid just bought that, or I think
Yeah.
his girlfriend bought it for him.
I
But
bought
yeah.
pretty much every
Turtle loves
single
those.
one since SmackDown versus Raw, probably.
Nice.
So I've owned every single one since then. But
Very cool.
I always found the moves to be frustrating to pull off or execute.
there is a couple of times where like I go to hit somebody and then the opponent hits me first. I'm like, I swear I threw the punch first. Like, what the hell? And I get a little frustrated sometimes. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
so there's a lot of controversy surrounding this one too. You said we could talk about that one later, but again, going back to the whole DLC thing and the whole
Oh.
predatory
go ahead.
thing. So
Talk about it.
Yeah.
it's basically what's going on with all sports games lately. They're making you spend money to open up card packs and stuff, and this one they want you to spend money to unlock different personas or of different wrestlers just for
You can have a tattoo for 99 cents.
yeah. They have an island mode, which is kind of like the Street Fighter 6, where you can go around and like it's like a battle hub kind of thing. And
Cool.
if you want to like get outfits faster, spend money,
Yeah.
or if you want those,
Everything's got to be a cash grab now,
yeah,
dude.
now if you want to spend the money to get that extra character, to have a chance to open up a pack to get that character. And it's just like open up Pokemon cards, you get a chance to open in. And
Yeah.
now this year they threw in a battle pass, and people are pissed because their DLC that they paid for is locked behind a battle pass now. And
Right.
so now the developers had to backtrack and give all the DLC up front. And
Yeah. Well, think about it. The guy selling it, right?
yeah,
They're like, I can make so much money off just one game, so much more, right?
I mean, the
what
game-
do you guys think about that? Let us know.
In the
Like,
comments
do you
below.
agree with that? The whole
I've always
DLC
hated
culture.
paywalls, dude.
yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
like being able to get like more bang for my buck down the road, like extra people that aren't originally in the game or different
Right.
personas from like a wrestler a couple years ago. But it's just
Right.
You know,
having to
honestly,
pay or
I think it'd be better instead of having to pay 99 cents or $1.99 for like a character or an outfit, have an update, or like, I don't know, you could call it like a character pack, and you get 10 characters
Yep.
with outfits for $10.
yeah, that's how it used to be, like
You know,
360
that
days.
to me makes a
was
little
cool.
more sense than spending a tank of gas or buying DLC. It's like,
Yeah,
because everything's
little
expensive now.
little side quest there going off on a
Right.
tangent.
It's
but,
okay.
Right.
It's fine. That's
I mean,
Give the
gameplay
viewers
wise,
what they
it's been,
want,
like the
some content.
funnest I've had in a wrestling game. It's just
Right.
that DLC kind of just put salt on like a lot of people.
Yeah.
I mean,
no,
I
hear you.
I've mentioned it with cell phones. I remember when you could buy a cell phone game for $1 or $2 or whatever, and you had the whole game.
Yep.
And
Now it's like
Now-
$10, and
you can't even. Everything's free now, but it's like you get 5 levels, and then if you want 2 more levels, it's another $1. Yeah,
Yep.
it's like, come on, guys.
Now,
Lord,
two
we're
examples of, and it has nothing to do with fighting games. I guess kind of a side quest, but we're on the DLC thing. Two of them that I thought were worth it. Okay, were one of them was like on Bloodstained, you can get Dominic's Curse,
That game was so good.
right? Because it's a whole new game, right? It's kind of in the same, well, it's in the same storyline, but it's like the continuation, and it was like more retro style. That was worth it because it's a whole brand new game. You're getting it for how much was it? Like $20 or 15, whatever.
Limited Run is actually re-releasing Bloodstained sometime in the near
Yes.
future, but it has all the DLC
Yeah,
and
we're-
all physical for $39.99.
We're
so.
definitely going to pre-order that. So, and then another one that a lot of people said, I don't know if it's worth it, was because I'm a big Zelda fan. Everybody knows Tears of the Kingdom, you know, and Breath of
say,
the
did you get a-
enhanced version, the
yeah.
Switch 2 version, which I thought was totally worth it because I'm a completionist. I like getting everything. So it made it a lot easier to complete the game because it came with like the app and the GPS thing that tells you kind of where everything was, you know. And I'm that guy that like, you know what? There's 1,000 Korok seeds. I'll go ahead and use it now because I've put so many freaking like hundreds of hours in this. Might as well do it because, you know,
heck yeah.
I feel justified to do it at that point.
Yep.
But
I mean,
anyway,
that's a pretty good $10 though for, you know, what you get.
Yeah.
As far as
Bang
the
for your
Zelda
buck.
Yeah.
Zelda DLC or whatever.
and not to mention everything looks better, runs faster, whatever. But even just without having that, that one, you know, feature was worth it just in itself.
Yeah,
So,
there's definitely overboard with charging for, you know, like a paywall or whatever, and then there's definitely like that DLC that's
Right.
worth it for
It's
sure.
like Dead or Alive. Like there you have a costume pack that's literally like just as much as the whole game itself, just for costumes.
that's crazy.
That's
Yeah,
insane.
See,
that's
that-
why
that
Dead or
to me
Alive gets
is-
some hate. And
Yeah, that to me is like, I don't know if I agree with that, but again, let us know, you
Right.
know, what you think about that. But all right, Dan's turn, I think.
I only have one recent pickup. So it was a game that I looked at Game On for, and nobody had it. But my youngest son, used to play this on Netflix, and then you know, Telltale they went bankrupt or whatever. But it's Minecraft Story Mode, and it went up like stupid expensive for a while. after they went bankrupt. I was able to pick it up for $100, so it's not too bad.
Right.
But he's been playing the crap out of it, so it made it worth it, to see him
Heck yeah.
smile and whatnot. I'm like, and
That's what it's all about.
so it was more for him, but collector item for me. And I'm like, okay, take care of the disc, dude, because I got a fancy box. I need to have the nice disc to go with it. So, but he understands. But so yeah, that was basically a nice find the other day. So
Very cool.
it wasn't Rule of Rose, dang it.
Yeah, you'll get that.
That one's up
You'll
there.
get it.
Eventually. How about you, Nate?
Yeah, I only have one as well. Double Dragon Revive, limited
Best Buy?
run.
Oh,
No, it's limited run. I ordered it a while back. Actually, you're right. It was Best Buy.
did you get it
I'm
at Best
getting
Buy?
it confused with. Yeah, I did.
Okay.
And I had it in my cart for a while, and I'm like, yeah, I might as well get it. And it's just kind of like making everything just less 2D platformer into 3D modern, and I wanted to give it a shot just because I'm a Double Dragon fan.
I forgot Best Buy carries limited run games, but they have their own variants of like the covers.
They
So,
do, yeah. Like this one has nothing about limited run on it. I don't think it maybe it just but
Didn't you say 4 was like insanely hard?
yeah. I mean, and we all know part 3. Like if you know that,
Oh yeah, forget that game, dude.
you
I never
you have
finished it.
2-3 continues, and if you use them up, you're
You're
done.
You
All
get
the way
one-
from the beginning.
One life.
Yeah, it's insane. That just pissed me off. I was like,
Oh.
you know what?
You get
There's no way.
you get to the end of the level, and I don't even think they give you more health when you
No,
get to the next level.
You don't.
Dude, this is
Super
making my
hard.
ear numb.
Ooh.
Yeah. Is it?
Well, because it's pushing on my glasses, and
Oh,
like,
okay. All
they're,
right.
they're my drummer headphones, so they're like
Yeah.
super tight, but it's fine.
So
Since
Keep
it's on
going.
the topic of fighting games, kind of, and you were just saying about how expensive that one was, there was one that I guess it's considered a fighter. It's kind of like an arena fighter. Godzilla, the one that was on PS4. They lost the licensing on it, so you can't find it physical anymore,
Oh.
and it's a little pricey.
I
and
bet.
Do you have it?
Don't plug your ears, mom and uncle, but I spent probably I think 150, maybe close to 200 on that one.
That's not bad.
I mean, it's not 800 like yours that you're looking for. But
I mean, I've spent. We've all have our vices,
yeah,
Like,
hey, it could be worse things
I
we
mean-
spend our money on, right?
don't be a
True.
drummer, dude. That my
Like
drums
drugs
are.
or something.
I mean, your gaming PC was like 15 times probably the Godzilla game. So I mean, when you think about that in terms of pricing, it's
Yeah.
like, especially if it's gonna go up in value,
Yeah,
it's an asset.
Exactly.
So, and if you get joy out of it, it really doesn't matter.
Heck
Like
yeah.
if it,
I mean, it's Godzilla.
you play it and
Heck
stuff.
yeah.
So
Uh,
that's cool.
so one thing I was touching on earlier was big missed opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
The
Fighting
nu-
game wise, or just
mean,
today?
fighting game, I guess.
Okay.
But I have 2 on here that I put so many hours into, and I love the heck out of them. But both of them just apparently the developers just didn't care and didn't put the love into it, and lost a ton of fans.
I have one too.
All right, you want to go first?
No,
or-
you go. You started it.
All right. So Multiverse and Rumbleverse.
Ah,
So
I've never heard of those.
Multiverse was kind of like a Smash. Well, I guess it's a brawler, so it doesn't really go with today's
That's
topic.
fine.
But
We're towards the end. It doesn't matter
Yeah.
anymore.
but it re-released twice, because the first time it had a huge start. They had tons of players, and then they just stopped caring, and it fell apart. And then they said, "Oh, we're gonna take a break, come back, and we're gonna be even bigger and better than ever." Came back, had a huge start again, and then developers just dropped the ball on it.
Well, I
And,
mean,
Dang.
what about the Nickelodeon fighter?
well, that too.
That's like,
oh yeah.
I mean, Smash Brothers can't hold the top space forever. I
Yeah,
mean,
Multiverse had a good shot, because they had tons of people from Cartoon Network. They had Looney Tunes, Batman,
Yeah.
Iron Giant. They were gonna come out with Godzilla, King Kong.
there's the
Dang.
PlayStation All-Star Battle game too.
Yeah, I used to play
all
that
that
one.
IP in one.
Yeah, so they had so much potential, and there was so many leaks of everything that they had planned and were in the process of developing, but they just didn't keep their fans updated with anything, and people just kind of fell off. And that one
Jeez.
still stings a bit because I put so many hours into that one just for them to drop the ball not once but twice.
What system was that?
Pretty much anything. PlayStation, Xbox, Steam.
There
Yeah.
is a
Saw it on
PC
Steam.
game. I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically that. Like, it's any fighter that you can think of, and you can create your own out of it too.
Nice. And then-
If you want to look that up, or I can look it up.
yeah. And then there was Rumbleverse too. It was like I don't even know how to describe it. It's like a Fortnite wrestling / fighter kind of thing. That game was so dang fun, and I was actually really good at that one. And again, developers just didn't keep people updated, didn't put the time into it, and fans just dropped off. And
Jeez.
so
Dope.
they had so much planned potential and just fell off. So
Yeah.
those are two of my biggest like what ifs kind of with fighting / brawler / wrestling, whatever.
Missed opportunities.
It's Mugen, Mugen. It's an acronym.
I think I've seen that one. Let's see.
Hey, Dan, what was that one arcade game we saw at Game On Expo? And I said, what is that? It was a fighting game, remember?
Oh, yep.
And I was like, I'm going to mention that to Wayne because I never heard of it.
Oh, dude,
I can't think of it. I'll pop it up here later. But
I was gonna say I don't see nothing.
or here,
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
It'll be somewhere.
Jeez, it's not coming to my mind because I was like, what is this? And the title was like super small.
Oh,
on
it
the
was
marquee.
Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear.
Guilty Gear, yeah.
Yeah.
I just
Thank you.
just got into those like, about a couple years ago. I bought some of the PlayStation.
How
2
are
ones.
those? Because I've never
pretty
played
fun.
any. Really?
The new one, they're still doing DLC for it. The graphics are beautiful.
My buddy John played
soundtrack
that
is-
on the PS1.
Soundtrack is like heavy rock, heavy metal.
That's
It
cool.
makes it freaking even sweeter.
Yeah, I
So
saw the arcade. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I don't know what part it was or whatever. It looked like.
I'm more of a physical guy myself, but I think it was like dirt cheap on PlayStation Store one time, and I think I ended up buying the newest one. So
Nice.
for like I don't even remember $5-10, but the one that came out before it, I played a lot of that one.
So for
Definitely
Very
worth
cool.
checking out.
For missed opportunities, nobody really talks about Bushido Blade for the PS1. It was one of those like barbaric games where it was realistic, and like if you swung your sword, you could basically disarm your opponent, and
That was kind of like
or you could swing at their leg, and now they're like crawling around on their knees, and
Bushido.
I think
that
what
was a
it?
fun game actually, but they just never.
I think what's that one YouTube show that they used to have, or TV show like America's Deadliest Warrior or something? They had like a brawler for that, and like you could cut off their limbs. I think, if I remember right. So you would
That's
have like
crazy.
samurai versus pirate, or like old people like
Yeah.
Viking or whatever.
Oh, gotcha.
I remember me and my buddy John playing Bushido Blade, and just we would stay up for hours, and just because you never know, like he could swing a certain way and it one hit and kill me, or it could just disarm me and then he just wails on me at that point because there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
And so we would just, it was like a 50-50 chance every time, and we would just get so baked and just play the crap out of that game. It was hilarious. Some really fun times for sure.
That's cool.
In my
Yeah.
first apartment.
Nice.
Yeah. And then they came out with the second one, which I think it bombed. And then there was one on the PS2, and it just did not do well at all. I just
So we're
don't
talking
think-
about like flops, basically.
or just something that could have been better, like if
Okay.
they did better
They
with
put the time and the
Gotcha.
attention, listen to their fan base, kind of thing.
like a missed opportunity, because if you
Sure.
it was poorly executed. Like, it was, the first one was decent, but as technology got better, they could have done so much more with it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Like Unreal Engine and everything.
yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I love Unreal stuff, so
Yeah.
everything looks good on that.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, so I don't know. Do you guys want to close out with anything? I mean,
How about if you were able to pick, like, out of all your favorite fighting games, like a team of 3, like who would your like 3 characters be? Like if you had to, like,
character-wise,
yeah, like if if you went into a tournament with like your 3 best fighting game characters or
Yeah.
like a tag team.
Oh yeah. So Voldo from Soul
Soul
Calibur,
Calibur, yep.
Ken, obviously,
Yep.
and Mega Man.
Hell
Hello,
yeah.
Mega Man. So
Orchid
there
from
you go.
Killer Instinct,
Yep.
Sakura from Street Fighter Alpha 3,
Sakura.
and I'm gonna mess up his name, so I'm just gonna say the samurai guy from Samurai Showdown, Harumaru, I think.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
He was the
Harumaru?
dude with the katana.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
those would be my 3.
Heck yeah. Well, I've got 2 of them right here sitting on the table.
Nice.
I got a Noob Saibot from Mortal Kombat.
Noob sci-fi.
That's going to piss a lot of people off because I'm probably going to butcher his name because everyone says it weird or different. Hwarang or Hwarang from Tekken.
Okay.
And then probably Shumagora from Marvel vs. Capcom.
Nice.
So,
There you go.
Yeah. And don't forget this guy,
yeah.
Juggernaut.
Definitely.
That was a gift from brother Andy. So
I don't remember which one it was. I think it was like X-Men versus Street Fighter. It used to be. I remember like doing a grapple with him and being able to break the floor and then go
Yeah.
down into the sewers.
So
That
cool.
was like so sweet.
and that's why he got me the Gamerverse Juggernaut because how he looks in the games
Heck yeah.
basically. So
That's
So-
awesome.
I know it's not a 2D fighter, but it comes along the line of like your childhood. Ready to Rumble boxing for the Dreamcast. Did you ever play that? It's kind of like the Mike Tyson's Punch Out of the time. Like that was such a fun game. I know it's like I said, it's not a 2D fighter, but it's still a fighting game. I don't know, it's fun. And it had that level up aspect where you could like go to the gym and lift weights and then
Nice.
like practice and stuff, and it would make your stats better.
I mean, fun fact: my first wrestling game ever on NES was Pro Wrestling.
I
Nice.
hated that game. I could never execute anything in that. I always got my butt kicked.
Yeah, that was really clunky, but
Yeah.
I mean, for its time, not bad.
Heck
So
yeah.
you never did? Did you not really get into like the Dreamcast or?
Who,
I think
me?
no, him.
Oh.
Ready to Rumble was on the PS2 as well. So
Yeah, I think I dabbled into the Nintendo 64 a little bit. Played like the Mario's, Jaws.
Oh,
the
Ready to Rumble was also on the 64.
Ghostbusters, and that's all
Yeah.
I can kind of remember. Like I said, we got cable, and I'm assuming my mom just didn't hook the cables to have to unplug it, put the game one back in, kind of thing. I don't know.
I mean, he was
Yeah.
born in '95. All right, so he's
Yeah,
PlayStation guy.
PS2.
Yep.
PS2 Dreamcast.
Yeah,
You were like 5 when the Dreamcast came out.
Yep.
yeah,
I did play a little bit of Digimon fighting. It's like on
nice.
the PlayStation, a couple little off the wall games like that. But
Yeah. But guys, let us know in the comments, like, which fighters that we didn't mention that you might want to
there's so
mention.
like
many we
1,000.
could have. Yep.
Yes, there's a lot, and
Soon as
you
I
could do
walk
a
out-
part 2 and 3.
Let's see, as soon as I walk out that door, I'm like, freak, why
Yeah,
didn't I
exactly.
mention that one?
Yeah, like dang.
We could do an episode 2 later on or something.
Yeah, we could
Yeah.
definitely do
Fighting
like a
games
part 2 to
redukes.
this. We kind of went over, a few of them, but obviously there's so many.
So many.
So
Like you said, there's 2D arenas.
yeah,
there's
just like
brawlers.
the RPG episode. I mean,
Thousands.
Thousands.
Isn't Xenogears like a fighting game during the combat? Like when you execute moves, isn't it Street Fighter? I don't know if you've ever played Xenogears, but it's an
haven't.
RPG.
Sounds
but-
kind of familiar.
Okay. I'll have to ask John on that one. My buddy, he played the crap out of that game. So,
yeah,
but all right. Well,
Man, alrighty.
yeah. Well, thanks
Wasn't
for
so
joining
bad.
us, sir.
Yeah, wasn't too bad.
And
Hope
feel
you got
better
my
now?
good side.
yeah,
oh my God.
don't forget to hit the bell, like and subscribe,
Yeah.
and we'll keep coming out with more content, and we'll keep rolling. So
Yeah. Come
Appreciate you
support
joining
these guys.
thank
Have you on again as a future guest.
Nice.
Come
Yeah.
back. You don't hate us too much, right?
I say I
Just
feel
kid-
special and honored.
You're welcome.
And
Even
we're
though
gonna
you
have
cuss
some.
me out at work all the time.
That's just funny.
We'll have some gameplay coming soon because I really want to get that done and just kind of run through a classic for you guys and
Yeah.
Dan and I and whoever else wants to do it. So
Sweet.
we will see you next time.